What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Stradamus, just bringing you a little Starcraft 2 today. The beta phase 2 started back up a few days ago, and I had quite an itch for Starcraft since it is way too fun and addicting, so I figured I'd jump back into the mix. Yeah, the game is coming out in about less than 2 weeks, which is pretty flipped out for those of you who have been waiting 12 years now for them to make a sequel. Which is pretty wild considering that this game is still so widely played worldwide. Not many games you can play a decade later and still very much enjoy them, which is pretty flipped out considering probably a lot of games on that list are probably from Blizzard. Between Warcraft and Starcraft and Diablo, and I'm sure World of Warcraft will be the same way. So that's pretty flipped out. Anyway, sorry I haven't had a video up in the last week or so. I've been trying to get kind of in sync with Machinima in terms of, when I upload to them, how long it takes them to post, to kind of better judge where I should focus my work on everything, because everything is very time consuming, so I just want to be the most productive as possible, and Machinima's paying me a little bit based on views, so if you see my videos on Machinima, please watch them. That'll help put food on my table and shelter over my head. So anyway, yeah, so in terms of my best quality videos, I'll probably be uploading to them, Gamer 101, that kind of series. I'm going to be coming out with probably a new series soon as well, and work on a second one of those next week. So, that kind of stuff I'll probably be uploading to them, and in between I'll be doing a lot of other stuff on my own channel for my own subscribers. So, that should be fun. Stay tuned for all that good stuff, and I'll be sure to post links and keep you guys posted. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about the single-player campaign in StarCraft here. I haven't really gone over that, and since the game is coming out so soon, I thought I would psych up all the people that haven't gotten a chance to really experience this yet. If you haven't been paying attention, the game has been broken up into 3 different series, focusing on each of the races. This first game, Wings of Liberty, is going to be focusing on the Terran campaign, and you'll be focusing around the hero Jim Raynor. And they're approaching the game a lot different this time around. You kind of have like a ship hub that Raynor and his crew live on and travel around the galaxy. And from there you can accept missions from certain people on the ship. So the game's no longer linear. You actually get to choose what missions you're going into. And each mission has side objectives, and there's side quests and that kind of stuff. And in these missions you gain money or credits or whatever, as well as Zerg DNA and Protoss artifacts. Now, with the money, you can use that money to buy new units and new upgrades. So the game the single-player game doesn't start you out with everything. It starts you out with just a few things, and you actually have to progress and unlock what you would like. So you can kind of unlock everything as you go, or you can save up your money and unlock something big, like a siege tank or the battle cruiser or whatever. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how people shape their single-player experience, which I think will be pretty fun. And just like I was saying before, they have Zerg DNA and Protoss artifacts, and with those things, there's actually 2 different kind of skill trees, and every 5 you collect, you have a choice to unlock one of 2 upgrades. Usually these are base or production kind of things. There's new kind of turrets that you can get for the Terran, or different production value things, which would be pretty cool. Since it is single player and not multiplayer, they don't really necessarily have to balance it as much as they do multiplayer. So they give you a bunch of overpowered stuff or different things that just aren't able to happen in the multiplayer. They're actually bringing back a few units that aren't in multiplayer, like for example the Firebat or the Goliath, if you remember those from StarCraft 1. They'll be coming back and making an appearance in the single player campaign, as well as a bunch of other unnamed things, so stay tuned for that. But that should be a fun little experience. I believe they also have another small a little co-op Protoss campaign that's a few maps, which should also be pretty fun. And they also added a challenge mode, which is supposed to bridge the gap between single and multiplayer. And what it is it pretty much sets you up with a scenario and maybe a certain unit or two or whatever that you have to use in order to beat the objective. So it's a way for you to like really master the skills and abilities of certain units, so that when you get into multiplayer, you kind of know what the hell you're doing. Which is kind of cool because I know a lot of people who got this game and love single player, love the game, jump in multiplayer and just weren't strong right away, and people would try cheap tactics on them and they'd lose a couple times in a row and just say, oh, this isn't for me, and give up and never try it again, which is too bad because multiplayer is definitely where this game shines, and it'll really add its longevity. And just like the original StarCraft, they will of course have a map editor, which I'm sure will be a lot stronger this time around. That map editor actually adds probably more longevity than anything else. When people can create their own content, they come up with Dota, and that kind of stuff, which is now, made into its own separate games like League of Legends and the such, which is pretty cool. So the whole map editor system is kind of built into Battle.net. So when people create maps and stuff like that, they can actually share them a lot easier. People can vote on them and that kind of stuff. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what the community does with that. And I'm excited to play people's creations. So get on out there, boys and girls, and create. Anyway, this game's wrapping up. I hope you guys enjoyed that little spiel, and I'll be back soon with more StarCraft and other things. So stay tuned. Have a good one, guys.